going on,
So,
everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the All Star Sports Show, episode 8. Who would have thought it's gonna be interesting? So, obviously, you guys like the show. If you guys are new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. With that all being said, right into the nitty gritty. Obviously, let's just get the obvious right out of the way. Do our somewhat occasional quick recap. I gotta say, Week 12 has been somewhat crap this past week.
honestly, it,
Holy shit!
it
Okay,
started. It
so
started off with the Thanksgiving games. Well, one of the games being competitive, and it was pretty bad. And then after that, just a slew of just bad games.
so
The only
in
game that was
terms
like the only game that was somewhat that was actually good was Bills Eagles. That was the only one that was actually pretty damn good.
So in terms of the
Uh,
Thanksgiving, yeah, oh, well, so it's through
three,
the
dude, literally 3 blowouts, 1 good game.
but speaking with the Thanksgiving games, obviously we kicked off the Thanksgiving weekend. But before that, I hope everyone had a safe and healthy Thanksgiving. But to kick off that Thanksgiving weekend, you had the Packers and the Lions, with the Packers coming out with a win, 29-22. And I've been somewhat impressed by the Packers. Now, granted, yes, they're a young team. They really don't have anybody that's household names outside of A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. They didn't have Jair Alexander, that's kind of a big blow to their secondary. But I think this team has shown to be somewhat competitive in that white ass open division. That's the NFC North, because let's roll the Bears are.
I don't think it's wide open. It is not wide open. I don't know where you're getting that from, Rob. Because not the Bills. The Lions are 8-3. The rest of that division is just bad. So it's not really wide open. It's already decided at this point. But I have to disagree again that the Packers have been competitive. I mean, they've been kind of competitive, but they don't have a competent roster. They don't have nobody. They don't have anybody.
And that's kind of what my point said. They have nobody of substance, because they didn't have their the only
Jordan
start.
Love, I don't even know if that guy's even the guy. I know it's year one of him starting, but
You had all this.
you have dude, I don't understand Jordan Love's gonna be one of the competent a competent quarterback in the league. Like right now, he doesn't look competent.
I mean, granted, you got to look at who he's sat behind. Who that's some. Because think about it, because you're stepping into a guy.
That's another thing too, and that is another thing too, Rob. When Rodgers sat behind Favre for 3 years, he was good. It was just the team around him stunk. That's why they went 6-10 his first year. But Jordan Love, he's throwing picks, and he sat behind another really phenomenal quarterback in Rodgers for 3 years.
Be a Hall of Famer.
What up, Daniel? But yeah, it's that's come on. You sat behind Rodgers for 3 years. You didn't learn anything.
And the fact that you had the Packers took him 26 overall in the first round, which, quite honestly, that I was kind of skeptical. I mean, you had other pressing needs.
Listen, but it's not that they had other pressing needs. It's the fact that they took the absolute wrong guy. And I think that they had some really good quarterbacks in that draft, too, they could have taken. But they took Jordan Love, a guy who it was kind of meh in college. Jordan Love.
And, I mean, Utah State was... a
guy from Utah State. Utah State. That year, did you see Utah State in a bowl game? No.
And that was the
you see them in the national championship picture?
No, absolutely not.
Yes, we back in 2017 or 2016. Yeah, we were at fault from that too because we took a guy from a no-named college, from an FCS college.
That was, I think, 2016.
Carson Wentz. Yes, I said 2016. We took Carson Wentz. He had an MVP season, but you don't see freaking Jordan Love. He was in a no-name school. It could have gone in that direction too, but no, it hasn't so far. It has not gone that direction. Like usually, yeah, rookie quarterbacks, you can make some mistakes. Yeah, they make some mistakes. They're rookies. I don't see signs of this guy getting any better. And yes, he beat the Lions. He beat the Lions. But the Lions are notorious for sucking in on Thanksgiving. Playing
I
down their
think
competition every year on Thanksgiving.
I
Every year.
think funny enough, I gotta give. I can't find the person on Twitter, but somebody shared the most random shit stat I've ever seen. Every Thanksgiving is like it's supposed to say, oh, they lose Thanksgiving on what phase of the movie. Say, how does anybody fucking know that? Like so, that boggles my mind. Like,
Wait,
how do you?
who? Wait, what was the stat?
Someone pointed out. I don't remember the dude's username on Twitter, but the dude found a stat of the moon phase on Thanksgiving any year of the. Trust me, I know it's the most crazy.
What in the goddamn horoscope shit are we? What the hell?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. They're probably the same people that think, oh, if this guy's a Taurus or if this girl's a Taurus, I can't date them. They're probably the same people making that stat up. Oh, if the moon is a full moon, then they're going to lose this game. Huh?
So in terms of the quarterbacks we're taking, because it was the 2020 draft class that featured with Tua, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and obviously Jalen Hurts was obviously the second rounder, but
again, you took Jordan Love over Jalen Hurts.
Boy, and I
bet you guys are just freaking, hitting your head off a damn wall knowing that fact.
And I will say this too, because me and Tar can admit to this, we were very skeptical of the. Boy, talk about we eat our crow with Jalen Hurts, but that's the point.
No, but here's the thing, though. I wasn't skeptical of his entire career. I was thinking he's got to improve. I wasn't thinking, oh, he's going to suck in the league. No. I was thinking this guy was just had a really, really shaky rookie year where he was just running all the time. He maybe threw an occasional slant route here and there. But his deep ball passes were so inaccurate, it wasn't even funny. And also he couldn't read the defense to start because you had guys over in the middle of the field wide open. You had Quez Watkins wide open in that playoff game. He could have threw, but he ran.
Yeah.
And I was thinking if he does this his entire career, I don't think he's the guy, but he's improved. He is improved. And he's damn near an MVP every damn year now.
And obviously, right now this year, he looks like the heavy favorite. But all we're saying is, we go look at Football Reference and go look at that 2020 draft class in terms of the quarterback that were taken to the first round. Joe Burrow sucks. He got hurt down at almost towards the end of the year. Put up a fantastic career.
I feel like Joe Burrow. Yeah, that was a good pick for the Bengals. But at this point, it's like, when is enough? Because almost every season, this guy's hurt,
and
almost every damn season. So I kind of get the skepticism of not wanting to draft Joe Burrow because of the injury issues.
I don't think he was even hurt in college.
He was never hurt in college. But the thing is, though, they kind of saw something's up with the kid. I think he got hurt one time. I think, but again, when you get hurt one time, you can get hurt again and again and again.
And obviously, this was a non-contact, and unfortunately a ligament in his wrist snapped.
He literally half threw a ball, fumbled the ball, and was wincing in pain and screaming. He full on screamed.
And if you look at that broadcast, you can read his lips say it's something. My wrist popped. Literally, you could see
my wrist popped. But the thing is, but what really made me cringe though was when I saw the play happen in slow motion. He half threw the ball. The ball comes out of his hands, The ball comes out of his hand. He screams bloody freaking murder because he's in pain. And I'm like, oh, God. That's a gnarly injury if that's the case, because holy shit. That looked like that hurt from his reaction.
Oh, definitely. And at the same time, though, it's not just from the injuries perspective. And to Joe Burrow fans out there, boy, I feel bad for the kid. The dude's been sacked almost 150 times in 52 career games, more than what Andrew Luck did. Like that.
Yeah.
Me and Tar talked about this before too. That is concerning.
It is concerning. It's very concerning, and I've been concerned ever since he got drafted, because I remember against us he got hurt.
I think
I'm like, and we were in a 4-11-1 team when he was drafted.
Oh yeah, the
same season, and we were getting to him left and freaking right. We were lucky we even tied to the guy.
Don't remind me. Good Lord.
I don't want to remind you, but here's the thing though, he got hurt on that play, on one of the plays where the pass rush got to him, and it's been that way from 2020 on for 3 years straight.
And the fact, been like I think it might have been week 3 or week 4, and all of a sudden he busts his Achilles because the offensive line was absolute dog shit.
He busts his Achilles, and also
I'm sorry, it's the ACL. Duh.
You're in the leg region, so it makes sense. You're in the leg region still, so it's not really a big duh.
But it's
more. You're in the leg region. You were almost right. I will give you that one.
I was in the wrong area, so sue
you
me.
were in the leg region, though. You were still in the leg region.
All we're saying is, I'm very concerned.
And then again, man, but here's the thing: 2 non-contact injuries happened in the same year. Because remember, in training camp, all he was doing was running right on a play, and he busted his calf.
Oh yeah, and remember, and was it? You're talking about this year, correct?
Training camp, yeah, training camp this year.
You saw it.
He was rolling left, or he was rolling right. Busted his calf,
and you could see, like, the difference of his play style.
And then for those first 4 weeks, he was forced to just stand there. He wasn't running. He wasn't mobile. He was taking hits. And that's why they started the season, 1-3, 1-4.
I think something around there, give or take.
And then, because he was not running, because he was scared to be mobile because of the injury, he was still in pain.
Yeah, it was.
And like you said, I started becoming a Joe Burrow fan when he beat us in the national championship in college.
Because we know what this kid is capable of at the NFL level.
And I looked at that game. I'm like, this kid is league ready. This kid is league ready. It's
just really unfortunate. He's dealt with some major. And look, I know
he may be, but here's the thing: he may be league ready, but his body ain't, because
brings up another question before we get back to our recaps. Do you consider Joe Burrow injury prone? Because right now he's already dealt with a torn ACL, a strained calf, and now a torn ligament in his wrist.
At this point, man, you gotta say it. I gotta say
it. It sucks because the dude is
because this guy is a great talent. I still think the Bengals made the right pick of getting Burrow, but the problem is he can't play on the field, and it's not his fault. It is not his fault.
What's going on, Jerry? But
what's good, Backyard Birds? How you doing? But it's not his fault. It is. It really isn't. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, if you talk about a team that took a 180, the Bengals this year took a complete 180, and they're the outside looking in. If you look at the playoff picture as it stands,
I don't think they took a complete 180. They just never turned it around that much. They turned it halfway and then they're back down again.
And it's also that brings up a question too, because we could see, I've been seeing rumors that, which I don't know if I can take that lightly, if Zach Taylor is going to be the guy going forward for Cincinnati as the head coach.
Zach Taylor's not the problem. Zach Taylor is not the problem. He's not. I don't know why every time, Rob, when a season goes bad, you always want to blame the coach, man.
Oh, no, that's not me. I've been seeing a lot of rumors about this. I say, first of all,
Oh, it's
it's
not you?
no.
Usually that's what happens when a team goes
For
bad. It's like,
me,
oh, is
I'll
the
give
coach
Zach
the right guy? It's
for
not. Like
me.
it's not
I'm giving
always
Zach
that.
Taylor one more year. I think he's
I
seen
don't
this.
think I don't think one more year. I don't think one more year. I think he's staying. He's staying around. But the problem is they don't have quarterback depth. They don't.
Jake Brown looked okay, but that's not your
This
son.
isn't the same. This isn't and they pay and again and again that's completely right too. And I feel like it's on the front office, Backyard Birds. They paid this guy too much money.
And it handicaps you.
It handicaps you in the cap. Look what happened to us. We paid
Oh,
Wentz too much money. That really handicapped us for years
and how we had to find a way to
before we
shed.
drafted Jalen Hurts and we got rid of that cap.
And that also, and to go to add to piggyback that, that's kind of the bit of the downside to taking a quarterback in the first round, because when you have that 5th-year option, they're going to command a ton of money.
Yeah, they're gonna
That's what,
always command a ton of money. Like you have guys like but you have guys like Joe Burrow. You have guys like Pat Mahomes wanting a lot of money. All these
but
guys want a lot of money, and
and it's
they're going to get that money, but it's going to handicap the entire damn team.
and that's why a lot of I've been impressed with some teams, and that is
And
true.
that's why I respect Jalen Hurts too, because Jalen Hurts is like, I don't care how much money you give me. You can give me a cheap deal. I want a team around me.
Well, and here's
And
another
that's what
one,
he's given.
and here's another guy that's going to be very cheap. Sam Howell. Remember, he's a 5th-round pick, so he's not that much expensive to keep. And speaking with, and I know Washington, look, we don't want to poke fun at you because there's potentially I've seen on the defense. Sam Howell looks like the dude, but holy shit, you got to fix your offensive line. Jesus Christ, that's horrible.
Yeah, again, I agree with that. Backup Burns, he is a winner. Jalen Hurts is a winner. He wants to win. He wants to win Super Bowls. He doesn't want to get a paycheck. He wants to win Super Bowl for the city.
And if you look at
He is Philly bred. He is Philly bred, if you ask me.
And good point about that too. When you look at the contracts breaking down, you won't really see a huge cap hit until probably 2027 or 2028. So you got a good 4 to 5 years before you got to make that decisions. But overall, but going back to our recaps, like I said, we don't do like every time we do our recaps, we don't really we just go through like the scores and give our thoughts. That's how we break it all down. But going into our next Thanksgiving game, oh Jesus, yeah, Cowboys and Commanders 45-10 was a second slate.
No.
Yeah.
The freaking Commanders didn't even make it out half.
And I'm very concerned. And, and obviously, as I think Hal got sacked, 3-4 times. Right now, he's on pace to get sacked 96 times.
That's even more, dude. That's still even more than goddamn David Carr in 2002. Because he was at 76.
Because right now,
but if you're on pace to get sacked 96 times, you know there's an issue. There's a glaring issue with that team.
The offensive line. It's always
they got receivers, they got a good defense. They just need an offensive line.
Yeah, because it's like you can't win football games without having a competent offensive line. I mean, you would think, look at the Kansas. Perfect example. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs.
And it is a shame. And it is a shame, Backyard Birds, because I like Howell. He's a good quarterback for them.
It's
the offensive line is just so
it's trash. And it's going to be interesting now, like how they're going to revamp that defense. Now you trade away Chase Young to the Niners, which, by the way, I think that's a very perfect fit. Once we get to and Montez Sweat,
honestly, that defense is what's going to scare me, like coming into our game against them next week. But that's whatever. But the thing is with Washington.
Oh yeah, don't get us started on coaching because we've seen one coach out the door, and that's Jack Del Rio.
It's the two issues that I have. Two issues that I have with this team is all the offensive line and Ron Rivera.
You can't blame Jack Del Rio because he was the first one out. The fucking got his first pink slip. And
I don't know what the hell, dude. The first thing is I don't know what the hell Jack Del Rio was doing.
Yeah, I don't even
for
know
most
what
of the
his
season. I don't know what his strategy was. I really don't know. It was like screen pass and all this other bullshit that shouldn't have happened.
Del Rio's the defensive coordinator, and yours.
The defense was shit. Oh yeah, the defense was shit. No, you had guys who you like. I was watching one of our content creators from Sports Edge. Shout out to one of our creators.
Livewire.
He's
a Commanders fan.
Wait, who?
Livewire Sports Media is a Commanders fan.
That's the one. Livewire Sports Media. He was like, you have a edge rusher. Drop it. You drop him back in the coverage at times.
Yeah, I will never understand.
You don't do that. He's an edge rusher. He's not a coverage guy. But I forgot what player he said it was, but it was often in one of those games. I'm like, I don't know what I don't even know what Jack Del Rio was even doing, and that's why he got fired.
I think it might have been Chase Young, but this was before he got traded because boy,
it was Chase Young. It was
doing him consistently, and he was just like, what? And let's be real, Amelia Forbes looks like a complete bust in the secondary because boy, AJ Brown, not just AJ Brown, but we're seeing top tier receivers shit on him like with no TP, so to speak. Sorry, I had to use that analogy because AJ Brown torched him twice. You had some other top tier receivers that I really cannot think of the top of my head that the Commanders played. And you have like Amelia Forbes was just a waste of a pick. Christian Gonzalez was right there in your goddamn lap. But no, he has to fall to the Patriots. Well, we'll get to the Patriots just a second because, boy, screw that game. Holy shit. You know what? Screw it. Giants Pats 10-7. What the fuck was that? I swear to God, I've watched football for my entire life, and I've never seen one game that almost puts me to sleep compared to the.
That felt like I was watching the equivalent to goddamn golf.
Oh my God.
Like, holy shit, that game was bad.
Literally, you got beat by Tommy DeVito, the Italian stallion. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. And Bailey Zappi stunk.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, though, that guy's been actually pretty competent.
Hey, Bully's entertaining.
More competent than Daniel Jones, honestly.
Yeah, but that's where the downside.
Bowling. It's fun to play, but it ain't fun to watch. But
I mean, that's what that.
But trust me, I tried an experiment where after school I was like dead tired. So I tried an experiment, right? Where there was a golf game on. Let me watch this, see if I fall asleep. Within 2 seconds, I'm. But that's the thing. But that's the thing with how incompetent both teams are.
No
hate to DeVito. I think he's a pretty decent quarterback. Better than fucking Daniel Jones and his fumble and interception shit.
And the fact that you overpaid a guy that is not even worth.
He had the most fluky ass season last season, and you guys were fooled.
No,
you guys were fooled.
Literally, on a 15 touchdown season that worth 40+ million, absolutely not. Like, I wouldn't be caught dead seeing if Pat Mahomes were doing that. Because for me, I will respect Pat Mahomes, but I would never see in a million years if Pat Mahomes put that in. Not even close.
Dude, you have Pat Mahomes putting up 30 touchdowns a freaking season.
And he's worth at whatever what that extension is worth.
Same thing with Jalen. 30 touchdowns a season.
That's what worth
27 to 30 touchdowns. What's up, travel buddy? How you doing? I'm doing good.
It's sometimes I wonder. Look, I like Brian Daboll. I think he's been a good head coach, but I don't think he's going to last in New York for much longer. I think he's going to find a way either resign or.
Dude, I think he's going to throw his hands up and go, you know what? This team is trash. I'm out.
Oh, and we'll get to another coaching. We saw another coaching get fired, and so you want to screw the recaps. So because I don't want to waste
Oh,
your
you're
time.
gonna rant. You're gonna rant. You're like, screw the fucking recaps.
And we'll get to the Frank Reich gets fired after 11 games after getting dealt a bad fucking hand.
Let me tell you how incompetent.
Oh God!
How incompetent goddamn Carolina is. They are so incompetent.
And David Tepper is not. First of all,
David Tepper is shit. Like we thought the former Commanders guy was shit. Freaking Snyder.
Snyder's in a whole different conversation.
But he's already out, so he's not even the worst anymore. Because the guy from the Sixers, you traitor, bought the freaking Commanders. But here's the thing. But here's the damn thing. Let's fire an offensive guru who's given little to no goddamn offense. Here's the thing. You gave this guy old ass Adam Thielen, old ass washed up Adam Thielen,
who does not have it anymore. You could
he
clearly see it.
He hasn't had it since like 2015 to 2017. All right.
And Miles fucking sucks, which is funny enough to see.
Dude, but here's the thing. That's more on the running back and that's more on the offensive line. I'm gonna get to that. Ooh. The offensive line stinks. So not only is this guy getting sacked, the running back ain't getting yards. Oh, and another thing too. Not only do you use Reich as a scapegoat, you're using goddamn Deuce Staley as a scapegoat. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not even a damn Carolina fan, and I'm pissed off about that. They're using guys as scapegoats, knowing damn well the organization, the higher-ups, the front office is the issue. You don't know how. And also, you had freaking Reich yelling at you, pick C.J. Stroud. Pick C.J. Stroud. That's what you did. You ignored the guy.
And look what C.J. Stroud's doing right now. He's proving you fuckers wrong.
Going out of his fucking mind.
And speaking with Bryce Young, I thought he was okay in college. Literally, he is second in the league of the most sacked quarterback in the NFL at 40 sacks. And right now, number one is obviously Sam Howell at 55, according to StatMuse. So you're pretty much your top five in terms of sacks. It's Sam Howell at 55, Bryce Young, Zach Wilson, no surprise there, Russell Wilson, and Daniel Jones. That's your top five right then and there. Kind of surprised. Well, actually, then again, kind of surprised seeing Lamar Jackson at 6, but that's besides the point.
And you're completely right. Backyard Birds. They're doing too much finger pointing. They're finger pointing like a motherfucker.
And I will say this too, though. Like, first of all, owners should not because first of all, if you look at David Tepper's background, he is not a football guy, for crying out loud. He's an American businessman who, let's be honest, not have a great track record, but like literally, the camera.
DJ is next level talent. He is next level talent, and when you have Frank Reich yelling at you to get this guy, you make the completely wrong decision by ignoring him and getting a guy who was kind of meh in college,
and who has no arm. He's pretty much got a noodle arm.
He's literally got no fucking arm strength. No arm strength. He's underthrowing guys like crazy.
Like, literally.
I'd be more happy if he overthrew guys. I would be like, all right, he needs to let up a little bit. But no, this guy has to use his whole damn back to get a ball past 30 yards.
And see, and there's the problem too. They got the entire front office full of football guys, but the problem is David Tepper's so hands-on. He's pretty much
You had Frank Reich trying to help you draft a competent quarterback, and you ignore the guy. And then when you have a bad season because you drafted the wrong fucking quarterback, you didn't get an offensive line, your receivers are shit, you fire Frank Reich.
Because, I mean, think about it.
You're the fucking problem. Think about it. The owner and the GM is the fucking problem.
And honestly, I think Chicago won that trade easy. And I know Chicago's not the best situation either, but when we look at how they're set up going forward, they got 2 first-rounders in the top 5. You gave up DJ Moore, who was your best receiver. Exactly, Jerry. That's what Tyler's saying. You have to let your coach help you.
You have to let it happen. You have to let your coach goddamn help you.
And
He was telling you, dude, I like what CJ Stroud brings to the table. Let's get this guy. Okay. You know what this reminds me of? Do you know what this reminds me of? And this movie pisses me off because of this.
Lay it on.
Do you know Kevin Costner's character in Draft Day?
Oh yeah, I exactly know who
that is literally freaking Topper. That's literally Topper, or literally Tepper. Ignore the fucking coach. Let's draft a certain dude. That's what made me pissed off about that movie, because Kevin Costner's character completely ignores the coach,
and we're seeing
completely ignores the fucking coach, and it pissed me off. It pissed me off watching that movie, and it pisses me off in real life that it happened again.
And also, for those who don't know, this is going to be the sixth coach in 6 years for the Carolina. Whoever's coming in for the Carolina Panthers.
Now I get why you fired Ron Rivera. He lost it.
He kind of overstayed his welcome a little bit.
Yeah, he had balls of steel in the movie, but here's the thing. I'd rather have a guy who doesn't have balls of steel and have a guy that lets his coach help you draft a competent roster. Like look what happens in Philly. Howie Roseman, do you think he's ignoring his coach? No. Do you think Houston ignores their coach? No.
Absolutely not. Because look at how Houston's playing.
They're playing great, and obviously the problem in New England is the fact that the GM is the coach.
Oh, trust me, we'll talk about the Pistons in just a second, because I got a bone to pick with them. Once we get to the NBA section,
the Pistons are like the second worst in sports. They're the second worst.
Oh boy, that's
an incompetent roster.
Jesus.
So, but
oh yeah, trust me, the fans, they don't deserve this bullshit. I'm sorry,
they don't.
Oh yeah, they're gonna lose.
They're gonna lose a hell of a lot of fans.
I mean, look at the teams. Look at the teams that they had in the early to mid 2010s. They had just some solid talent. I mean, Cam Newton at the top of his game before the injuries starting to pile up.
You had Cam Newton. You had a prime. You had still a little bit past his prime, but still good Julius Peppers on that team.
I forgot.
You had guys like hell. You even had Steve Smith still there.
Boy. Speaking of that, how about it? Even though that was a stupid idea to cut Steve Smith and let him walk to Baltimore. Boy, did everyone remember how
when he went to Baltimore and he went off in Baltimore, I was laughing. I'm like, yo, Carolina is fucking stupid. But because they got a guy who was good for that 2015 season in Kelvin Benjamin, and then he got fat and lazy.
And he got
after that. Which was funny as shit. Like and also that's another issue. They were drafting ahead of us and they didn't even take Reddick. They were in the running for Reddick. They were in the running for Reddick and they didn't even take him.
No, because I think he spent one season there and then Reddick went to Arizona.
Oh wait, Reddick did go there. Yeah, Reddick went to Arizona. He had balls out. Then he comes to us and he damn near wins the Super Bowl if the defensive coordinator wasn't ass at the time, but whatever. Always has more than like 9 to 10 sacks a season, which is great.
So it was the 24. So it'll be almost 10 years that Steve Smith Sr. was released by the Panthers,
which was fucking stupid. It was stupid, and yeah, I get it. Y'all thought that Kelvin Benjamin would be the guy, and he did look like the guy for a little bit, but then he got fat and lazy.
Yeah,
wouldn't catch shit, wouldn't run for shit. He became a fat. Put it this way, a fat Claypool. He was a fat Chase Claypool. Yeah, he had 16.
Like think about
He's a
Greg
dominant.
Olsen.
He's a dominant pass rusher, and Carolina and Arizona are stupid to let that guy go.
Oh, well, not just that. Think about this too. You also had Greg Olsen at tight end. Unfortunately,
But I feel like that wasn't the front office's fault. I feel like it was just unfortunate that injuries got to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I can't take it anymore."
well,
It wasn't really because of the team or anything like that. Like
the biggest what if Luke Kuechly retired at 28 years old.
again,
Because
another one like injuries got to him, and the Couch Boys.
Oh, jeez. Jason Avant in a Panthers uniform. I can't unsee that. I'm
who?
sorry. Jason Avant. He actually spent time with. He's had a stint with Carolina.
Dude, that hurt me. That hurt my soul when we got rid of him and he went to Carolina. That hurt my damn soul.
I can't unsee that. I literally cannot unsee that because that. Oh Jesus! But moving on.
That shit still gives me fucking nightmares.
Obviously, and we do have a couple topics that are slightly touchy, so trigger warning for those who are involved. Starting first, we obviously have, for those who have not been paying attention or have seen going throughout TikTok, a lot of TikTok content creators were talking about this. A young Chiefs fan of Native American heritage was get labeled as a racist because they showed the one angle of his face, painted it with black face paint. When you look at the full angle, like he represented the both colors of the Kansas City Chiefs, which are red and black. And boy, did that
again! I'm gonna talk about this. It's that cancel culture bullshit. Yeah, there's some times where cancel culture is right. Like the whole comedian thing that happened recently. I'm not gonna get into what happened there, but they were completely right to bash that guy and cancel him. But you have TikTok. Oh, they did blackface. No, he didn't. Look at the front angle.
And what's also kind of crazy too, like the kids'
colors are black and fucking red.
And also, he's got Native American blood running through his veins. His grandfather sits on a Native American castle, which makes it even like people even not say pissed, but very supportive of this kid who was actually in elementary. What's also crazy about that, which I didn't really have this in my notes, this comes to after the fact. There was another elementary school or middle school kid who got suspended for blackface by wearing like football face paint. It doesn't make any sense.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's still. And obviously, speaking
of again, if you don't know the guy, shut the hell up. Shut up.
Yeah,
because if you don't know the full freaking story, if you don't know the full angle of the face and all the other shit, shut up.
But I did pull up a New York Post article talking about this. So, oh boy, and I saw this on Twitter. Boy, this dude and obviously for those who don't know what Deadspin is, that's a crappy another publication. But Karen Phillips, who actually wrote that piece, dude got fucking roasted and on Twitter. And I'm not kidding. This dude literally quote unquote doubled down of what he said. It's like, dude, like you're so fucking stupid to the point where you're so blind. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
Again, it's this whole cancel culture bullshit. Like sometimes they're right, but sometimes they just jump the gun over shit.
And talk about jumping the gun.
And this, they just jumped the gun. Full.
Oh yeah, you know it's bad that you have.
I don't. But here's the thing: I have to completely disagree with the whole gendering thing. I don't care about that shit. Like, if you want to be, if you see yourself as a guy, you're a guy. If you see yourself as a girl, you're a girl. If you see yourself as a fucking frying pan, you're a fucking frying pan. I don't give a shit.
Sorry.
I don't give a damn who you are. Like that thing, I don't really care. I know it was funny to you, but like I'm being serious. Like if you identify yourself as whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's your choice. But like I said, we're not really going to go much.
But they're not trying to force you. But if they're not a certain thing, they're not a certain thing. If they don't see themselves as a certain thing, they're not.
Yeah,
you just got to accept it. It's called being accepting.
Pretty much.
And again, I don't agree with that framing of words, man. Again, man, if you're transgender, then you're that. Who gives a
But
shit?
but moving on, we do have a couple more football news. Obviously, Zach Ertz, actually,
Philly, get on the phone now.
I was going to say Zach Ertz has officially been released by the Arizona Cardinals. And honestly, I don't blame him for asking for release because let's be real, the Cardinals were not going to do shit anyways. And
No, they're tanking. They're tanking. For
yeah.
what? For what? I don't freaking know.
Well, we'll see come draft day.
But
obviously, good on Ertz for actually asking his release away from Arizona. I know a lot of Eagles fans want him to bring him back, in case if that's the case. But I'm going to be intrigued to see where Ertz winds up, or he decides, say, you know what, screw it, let me just hang it up and just enjoy life, But we'll see. And
that's what I've been thinking. That's what I've been thinking too. Like they blew up the roster and then they're tanking, but no one knows what they're tanking for. So it just makes it seem like they just don't even want to make the playoffs.
So okay, so kind of to touch on that, is the fact that they were trying to tank for Caleb Williams, which was the biggest quote unquote sweepstakes. But knowing Caleb Williams, I know his stock's going to drop in the draft. That's kind of the biggest thing that they were talking about.
But then again, Backyard Birds does have a point. Goddard's infinitely better because he gets yak yards. He gets yak. He gets yards after catch.
And Ertz has become a little bit injury prone the last couple of years.
So then again, do you really want him? I know Eagles fans are just, oh, we want him back. He was missed. He should have been traded. Honestly, he was getting older.
And
so then again, I do agree with Backyard Birds there. Easy. Because even his last year in Philly, we were like, run the fucking ball after you catch the ball. Stop falling down.
Yeah, and I think that's why Goddard has shown to be a nice kind of successor. Because it was kind of like how we were with Brent Selleck before for a while. And then as soon as he got older, he decides to retire. Then here comes Zach Ertz for a while. Has a really solid career tenure here. And then he got Dallas Goedert. And
again, even when we had guys like Brent Selleck, we did the two tight end thing when we got Zach Ertz initially, but before that, we weren't even doing two tight ends.
Nope,
we weren't. We had the one tight end. We had three receivers, one tight end. We're doing that same thing this year. We have Calcaterra on the roster still, but we're not using him.
But Jack Stoll's been.
Jack Stoll's been in a few times, but again, we're not doing the two tight end set. We're doing the one tight end thing. Even with Jack Stoll in, we're taking Goddard out, but Jack Stoll in for a play.
And obviously, in this case, I mean, it's definitely Jack Stoll is kind of right now filling in because obviously Goddard's hurt, which is unfortunate. But unfortunately, we got another touchy subject. This really was very unsettling to me. Von Miller, multi-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champ, has an arrest warrant out for his arrest for allegedly beating his pregnant girlfriend in Dallas. Are you kidding me? Holy shit.
You're a fucking loser, dude. Von Miller, you're a fucking loser. You're a loser.
Well, it also depends. If this comes out to be true, if I'm Buffalo, cut his ass immediately.
Cut him. And I hope the NFL does it right this time. If it comes out to be true, that he beat his. Apparently, he beat his pregnant wife.
You can search the shit on Google. Like it's been talked about.
It dropped. It literally dropped today. That it happened. But if it comes out that there's substantial evidence that it's true,
get rid of him. Easy.
The NFL, cut your losses, Bills, and the NFL, ban his ass. Ban him.
I mean, shit, you did it. You have made the right. I mean, the only time you ever got the NFL has actually done something right because of that was the Ray Rice incident. Does anybody remember how bad that was?
Yeah, when he punched a woman in a fucking elevator.
Yeah, his
Whatever.
fucking girlfriend, like literally, you get caught
Punched his girlfriend in a goddamn elevator. Just cocked one back and punched her. And
and
also, but the one thing they got wrong, the reason why I say that I hope they finally do it right this time was because another incident happened. I think a year or so later after that, the Greg Hardy incident. If you remember, he beat
yeah,
up his girlfriend, and he was still playing for like 3-4 years before he got cut.
I think this was what early was it 20 somewhere in the mid
This was
2010s.
This was like 2014 when this
Okay,
happened.
yeah, so it's boy.
When Greg Hardy did what he did, and he was still playing. They didn't even suspend the guy; he was still playing.
Uh,
And I'm thinking, all right, the NFL got it wrong. The Cowboys definitely got it wrong for not suspending the guy.
yeah.
The NFL should have banned him, and the fans were like, ban him, ban him, ban him, ban him. And it took like a lot of the feedback from NFL fans who were more competent in the fucking head for this guy to get banned.
Oh yeah, if you talk about them incompetent, literally, look at Josh Norman. He gets banned for using fucking weed. It's like you
That man should still
hypocrites.
be fucking playing in the league. I still vouch for this man. I still fight for this man to get back in the league, Josh Gordon, because all he's doing is smoking weed. That's it. Weed hasn't killed nobody unless it's laced.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing too. But yeah, it's just sometimes I wonder. And look, as a dude, look, I want to say this on the personal before we go on. I sometimes I hate men in society of how, and see that's and that also coupled with the fact that you got a lot of money, fame, and fortune that will go to your freaking head and think you can get away with it. That's besides the point.
No, you're completely, dude. That is not besides the point. That is part of the. That is part of the point. That is exactly part of the point.
Look, that's the best way I can say it from PG wise, because if we were not monetized, boy, I would say a whole lot of shit that was R rated.
Dude, I dropped like 15 F bombs this episode.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You ain't PG for shit. You can say whatever the hell you want. Like let loose, brother. Let loose.
But I'm gonna keep my R-rated thoughts to myself. But
okay,
that's
the best way. You do that. But I'm gonna speak for you. He's a fucking idiot.
Well, being an idiot, true. But well, moving on, because boy, I don't want to get you heated anymore.
Yo, I'm already heated from the shit. I would ask.
Shoot.
It would be weird if you wouldn't. I would ask if something was wrong with you, Tyler. See, my family and friends, dude, say the same shit to me.
Because like we said, we got some more interesting topics going over. We're gonna switch a little bit to the MLB right now, because obviously, boy, this offseason, this free agency period sucks in the Major League Baseball.
But it always does, man. Like it's not like the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, where it's like it's compacted. Because here's the thing. I was watching a video. The reason why it sucks. Every other league has a salary cap.
Yeah, you know what?
Salary cap equals a deadline. You got to reach that deadline before everything else. The MLB, they only have a luxury tax. They can spend whatever the hell they want. They can even spend how much time they need to even sign a guy. The players can even wait for as long as they want to sign. Hell, they can wait until like halfway through a season to sign a contract.
Case in point, I mean, right now because obviously the biggest talking point is Shohei Ohtani. Because before we talk about Phillies a little bit, because right now Ohtani's kind of like the biggest golden goose egg, is actually, as I would like to put it, because that's the biggest prize some of these teams are going after. So my question is, where does he go? Because there's a couple obvious teams I could see. One in particular is the most obvious, is the Dodgers. But the question is, how much are you going to offer him? Because right now he's not going to be able to pitch throughout this year, but it will be back in 2025. But he will be back at terms from the hitting side of things obviously this season. And honestly, I can see I've seen some couple dark horses that I think no one really talks about. The Chicago Cubs I've seen the Cubs actually did reach out an offer to Ohtani to come to Chicago. It's like, boy, It showed. Oh, if Otani goes to the Cubs, boy, that obviously our buddy Gooey will be one happy dude because
You would come on to our stream yelling, screaming, jumping for joy, you know, when that happens, because I know we'll be covering that if it happens.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely give you some of the breaking news and stuff like that.
But
there's very few teams I think would want Otani because if you think about it, I think he's probably going to be the first $500 to $600 man. Now, if he was fully healthy, I could see more than $500 million easy.
Yeah,
but the problem is, he's dealt with a couple of major injuries, has dealt with Tommy John in the past. That really kind of brings down the value a little bit, but I still think he's going to at least get, I would say, slightly over $500 million if you're lucky, over depending how many years you're offering. I see the Cubs could be a dark horse to push for it. Obviously, the Dodgers is interested. I can see it because, boy, they know how to pump out money like freaking crazy. The Mets, I would be shocked if somehow the Mets actually snag them, but I don't think that's really going to happen. But it's going to be very interesting of how, because right now, this is basically what's going on right now in terms of the free agent market. Where's Otani going to freaking go? Because, boy, it's like a fucking sweepstakes for this dude. A once in a lifetime type of player, which obviously, if you look at the records in history, which we have not seen since well over 100 years. But yeah, like I said, we don't have much to go on with Otani at the moment because it is super dead. But like I said, we'll keep you guys updated as the free agency goes on. But going to our Phillies, first and foremost, which we haven't got a chance to talk about the last couple of weeks. I know I will say this too, as Mitar will say, it kind of stinks sitting here in the free agency market. No, I mean, I would not mind the free agency and stuff like that, but boy, that's
this was our year, man, and we fucked it up.
I fucked it up.
Oh my god,
stings. It's like everything, anything that.
But let's get on to that. Not dwell on our pain.
We're seeing because I think I touched upon it like the last time we did this show. We saw that the Phillies were not offering qualifying offers to Nola, but Nola resigned. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Now, I will say I did talk about it in a little bit of video, but like I said, those years that was a little bit too much for my liking. But I didn't really mind the $150 to $160 range a little bit. So I thought that was a little bit that's kind of a nice fair middle point. But 7 years though, that's a little bit too much. Like I said, I really can't nitpick. I really can't complain. But it's just like that's if you like give like a 5-6 years, maybe I had no issues with that.
But again, he's still I know he's in his 30s, but again, he might be good for a long while.
Hey, speaking of our Houston friend, what up, Dante? Shit.
What up, Dante? But we've been like he'll probably be good for a while. So I don't think it was a bad deal.
Even though and I will say this too, I will admit I kind of look like a complete hypocrite, and Tyler will test it. It's like I say, I'll let this dude
walk. Do you think you're alone there, Rob? Do you think you're alone there? Because halfway through the fucking season, I'm like, count your losses. Nolan better get traded.
And then he starts going on his hot streak of pitching. Well, it's like, son of a bitch.
Oh, goes right back in halfway through the season.
No, I will say, I think, I'm kind of glad that Nola's back, because even though let's be real, I kind of wanted Mitar and if some Phillies fans actually wanted him gone, but knowing
what he wanted him gone for like half a season, and then like after a while, like, well, he probably still be good, but what's a normal guy? How you doing? But yeah, but I'm glad Nola's back.
Even though
let's talk about the right field situation.
So right field, obviously, we've been seeing, people say, "Oh, let's get
Nick Castellanos walked."
No, I think Nick Castellanos got a couple more years, 2 more years left. Because remember, we signed him to, I think, no.
Wait, who left? I thought it was Nolan Castellanos who needed to get re-signed.
Strom's got one more year left. Kimbrel's actually gone, so we didn't offer him a qualifying. Our boy.
It was Kimbrel that was gone. We need a better right fielder.
And obviously,
Castellanos ain't it. He ain't it offensively.
I will say another guy
Um,
that's actually figuratively speaking walked is Hoskins. Look, don't get me wrong, I love the dude, but his defense and bat is just so inconsistent. And
and people are like, "Oh, I liked Hoskins. He had the power." Like what? Once every 30 at bats?
something like that. Like I said,
Like, come on.
we ain't crunching numbers. Um, I had a feeling Hoskins was going to walk, which was very unfortunate. That he unfortunately tore his ACL, which that was very unfortunate during spring. I think the very last week of spring training. Um, I think Harper has actually shown, and obviously we're seeing Harper actually going to be there full time, which allows. And also, what's great about that too, and obviously we're going to see Rojas back. I was going to get more time down in the minor leagues, which I am not opposed to that. I think give this kid more seasoning time before he gets up here fully. Despite the fact, I mean, look, he's done pretty okay. In a very short sample size, I think just to get him more major league time. Like I said, we don't.
Yeah,
I don't think,
the only gripe that we had from Rojas was really his offense. His defense was there. He just needed to go back down to get that offense going.
and that's what it looks like. It's what's going to happen, which I'm okay with because remember we shot him straight up through all the way from Double A, completely skipping Triple A and all together. And and at times this offense kind of hurt. I would say kind of hurt us in the from an
Playoffs.
offense in the playoffs, but in terms of his defense, boy, talk about some hard attack.
He made some game-saving catches. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, some catch that I thought I was like, please fucking catch it because boy, it's
He fucking does.
Philly sports. But I would say definitely get like another competent right fielder because obviously I think Schwarber at the DH is actually pretty fine. Like I said, we don't really need. I would say Dave probably would say so. Yeah, we don't really need much, but probably some extra pieces.
I feel like we need. I feel like we need a better closer. I don't know why. I don't know why we picked up Kimbrel with his fucking washed up ass.
And we're seeing that our old buddy. I don't know why I said putty for some reason, but
Putty.
Why?
Yeah, so our friend is made out of clay, Rob.
Shut up. I was one of those few people say, is it bad that I actually want Hector Neris back in on this franchise for some reason?
No. I definitely agree with that. But the problem is he's on the Astros, and
actually no, because remember he's actually he's on the free agent market.
Pick him back up. Don't use him. But here's the thing though, we don't need a reliever. We need a closer. He's not a closer.
Honestly, just let Jose do the job because, boy, I mean, Jose Alvarado has come in clutch on many occasions.
But no. He's good as a reliever. He won't be good as a closer, man. We need a true closer. We need a true closer.
And that's where the kind of the when you look, boy,
we need a true closer. Now, I wouldn't mind getting Neris back for relief work. I wouldn't mind it.
I mean, like so
I feel like we screwed him up by making him a closer for all those years.
Boy,
he's a reliever.
Yeah, that was
So yeah, I'd probably bring him back for relief work, but not as a closer. And I know fans are like, "Oh God, heart attack, Neris."
Well, then again, hey, shit, can't be worse when we had Bastardo in the bullpen years ago.
Bastardo used to piss me off, like literally full on piss me off.
So in terms of obviously the closer market is not really that great. I mean, right now you're at the top.
Josh Hader, dude.
Josh Hader, you can get Liam Hendricks. Obviously,
Liam Hendricks is good.
Will Smith has actually been. I think he's staying with Texas. Whatever.
Yeah, I think he's staying with Texas too. So he's out.
Daniel Hudson, let's put that's on the older side at 36, was like
fucking who?
He kind of pitched for the Dodgers this past year.
Yeah, he probably isn't all that competent.
And Flora was the closer for Minnesota, but right now,
I feel like it's a two-man race: Hader and Hendricks. If we get either one of those two, I'll be happy.
Because I mean, and also,
I know we got a hell of a lot of money to spend.
We do. I think it's we have over 50 million coming off the books in combined. So we're going to be, I think my understanding, like I said, me and Tom, we're not numbers guys, but for, the fact, because we don't know how the luxury but if we somehow get under the luxury tax and actually somehow and if Dave pulls a Howie Roseman for whatever reason, I'd be one happy dude. Because it's like I said, me and Charles think it's like this team doesn't really need that much fixing, but obviously it's more of like a retool, so to speak. Like perfect
I
example.
don't think it's more of a retool. It's just like we just need a closer. We need a closer and some,
and probably another extra.
We need Sir Anthony to get fixed. Whatever it is, he needs to get fixed.
Or at least try to keep him healthy for Christ's sakes, because boy,
keep him fucking healthy and keep it and for some reason coach him to be a bit better. I still think Sir Anthony would be a good player.
And it's going to be interesting, obviously, with the Phillies making some coaching changes too, which I think is going to definitely.
Bullpen coach is gone.
I think
so that's a big one. That's a big one for me is the bullpen coach.
Even though I think the bullpen coach hasn't really done much. I mean, other than the fact
he hasn't done shit. He hasn't done shit. I mean, he's done some things because he fixed Alvarado. Because Alvarado, he went from wonky as hell to goddamn
just on
one of the best relievers in the game.
And also, thank you, Dave, for making that trade for Tampa Bay. Also, speaking of that, I got a Bowman pick with the Tampa Bay Rays, and I hate how they do things down there. So, obviously, for those who are not really paying attention, there's a big rumor going around that they're going to be shopping Randy Arozarena. Obviously.
What?
So, here's the backstory to this, because I watched a couple of videos by some great content creators that actually talked about this. Not because they're shopping. This is what they do cyclically. Say, we're going to take guys in that they don't want, that got given up on, make them superstars, flip them at the deadline, or something like that.
I don't even want to hear the rest of the explanation of how they're doing it because it sounds even stupider.
That's what they do.
I'm thinking like you're trying to explain how they're doing business, and how they're doing business from when I'm hearing it sounds stupid.
They don't spend a ton of money. Why do you think? Because right now,
how come they haven't won a World Series yet? Oh, wait, because you guys are that damn incompetent to be cheap as hell.
Well, it's not just that, because they also say, we don't commit to guys long term. So you're telling me you gave
Arozarena? Arozarena.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my God, how stupid can you be?
Well, and here's the thing with that, because it's like a constant cycle with them. It's like, we're going to make we're going to make guys into superstars, flip them at the deadline for prospects, and the cycle continues year after year.
They're basically the goddamn Athletics.
Pretty much.
Oh my God, bro.
It's and the fact that they're going to get a new ballpark, which is great, but also they're staying in
Still in same Pete.
Like, look, I got family down in Florida that's that live in Tampa near Clearwater. They can tell you a test like how bad the trip to St. Pete is. That's besides the point. But overall, like I said, there's really not much.
It's not really besides the point, because it's still a part of the point of crappy management and crappy the owner is. Oh my God, dude. Let's just star player because he's a star, and then let's just get prospects and just rebuild again.
And the only time they ever actually had a long-term commitment was to, well, I don't want to say the P word. You know who I'm talking about, the guy Mr. Blacklisted from Tampa Bay.
Oh, the pedophile?
Yep, Wander Franco.
Pedophile?
And right now, Randy Arozarena, he's 28 years old. Arena's got 3 years of eligible for arbitration, and then he will be an actual free agent until 2027. So pretty much, you got 4 years left of control for Randy Arozarena. You're going to be asking, I'm sorry, but
you're going to tell me, sorry guys, you're only going to have 4 years left of Arozarena, then we're trading his ass.
I hate to be a Tampa Bay Rays fan at this point of how that franchise operates.
Dude, if I was a Tampa Bay Rays fan right now, I would have been so mind-numbingly annoyed right now.
And also, too, what's also bad about that, if you watch the Rays postseason, they had hardly anybody showing up. I was like, first, and yeah, 1 week. Yeah, it was on a weekday.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Oh, yeah, because you're still in St. Frickin' Pete.
Yeah, like I said, we'll keep you guys more updated on terms of the MLB free agent because, like I said, that's not
Guess
really.
what? Let me finish my rant here, man. Yeah, the Tampa Bay freaking Lightning, the Tampa Bay freaking Buccaneers, they're playing in Tampa.
And then you have the baseball team playing in CP, which
You
that
got
doesn't make
paid,
it.
you got a baseball team playing in a completely different city.
It doesn't make any sense, dude. It really doesn't.
Oh my god, there's yeah, and also since you're small market, newsflash, Tampa's a big city. That means more revenue. You become big market. You idiots.
I mean, like I said, I will say this too from me because we live in a big market as Philly sports fans, and New York fans will tell you the exact same. So it'll be pretty much you got Philly, Boston. No,
You have
Boston.
Philly, Boston, New York.
Wait, what else?
Um,
What else is who else?
Dallas.
Who
Dallas, I
else?
would think big
I
market.
mean, oh, L.A. What am I thinking?
Oh, Dallas isn't. Dallas isn't because I think the Rangers are Rangers big or small market.
I think they're still a bit of a small market, but their payroll has increased over the last couple of years.
Because they're in a bigger city. So yeah, I think they're becoming big market. So Dallas, California, Los Angeles.
It's not. That's not like I said. It's not really much in terms of big markets, and that really tell. Oh,
but here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. The cities that are small market, they're small market because they're in small market areas.
I mean,
Tampa should be big market, but they play in a small market area.
Baltimore.
They would be big market if they played in the area of the city that they're named after.
Also, to the Baltimore fan base, to the Orioles, I'm happy for y'all. I truly am very happy for the O's. For a team that's boy, it was a consistent 100 game loser each and every year to finally turn it all around this year. And yes, was an early accident, but that was to be expected for a team that was inexperienced. It was definitely going to show. And yeah, they got a crappy owner. That's we did a video about that on too. Which
the whole let's suspend a guy because he talked bad about the team.
Hell yeah!
Huh?
Like for suspend. Oh yeah, Kevin Brown was reading a
because
stat
he was doing his job, saying how bad the team was for years before you guys became absolutely competent this year. What else is he supposed to say? Oh, this team was always good. Don't let the record fool you. They were already good. They just hadn't put it together. What?
Trust me, because I caught some O's games over the years, and after that 2014 team, which boy that was a super great team, by the way.
Yeah,
they were hard to watch. I mean, yeah, Chris Davis, who didn't do jack's fucking squat.
He was like 0 for like 50.
0 for 56. Didn't get his first hit until I think more than 3 months into and fucking.
How bad can you be to have your batting average for 56 games read 0? Triple zeros.
This is what the funny part too. After he got the hits, like say, they were like waving to get the game. I'll say, boy, that is some sad shit I've ever seen.
Oh, he's gonna get game ball. It's an historic moment because he got his first hit after 56 games. That's sad
for the dude who was also strikeout or bust, or actually home run or bust, basically. Now, yes, and now the O's are kind of they're pulling their own Bobby Bonilla, and they got to finish out the rest of Chris Davis's contract. Which that was a mistake extending him, but that's besides that. I've liked. That future is bright down in Baltimore.
And there's one player that I'm really high on since he came up, and that's Adley Rutschman. He's been awesome.
He's been comes as advertised since I watched some of his tape down at Oregon State. Literally a switch hit catcher who has power from both sides, which we have not really seen since the days of Chipper Jones. And yeah, trust me, I'm dating myself here because boy, you remember Chipper Jones? Even though let's realize the entire.
From the 90s and the 2000s, bro. For the 90s and 2000s, Chipper Jones was fucking amazing.
And
even in his final year, he was fucking amazing. In 2012,
him and Freddie were the pains of our asses over the last Well, mostly Freddie, but besides the point.
Mostly Freddie, because we couldn't get anything by the guy.
Even though he's a division rival, but it's so hard to hate the dude.
Bro, he's such a likable guy. That was the problem. And when he left the rival, I started to like the guy more because he's like, all right, he's not on the rival anymore, so I can afford to like the guy.
And he's going back home. He's a Cali kid.
I couldn't be more happy for the guy. I couldn't be happy for the guy. More than happy for the guy. Like, dude, he's one of the nicest guys in the league. How can you hate that guy?
And I gotta say, even though we pick on the Angels a lot, but I think they actually finally got a competent manager for a fucking change. And Ron Washington. Because for me,
and if you guys don't remember, he did manage the Texas Rangers for a while, and they were killer when he was there.
I mean, you got some guys in the prime years. I mean, Nelson Cruz.
But again, will he be good under the Angels if the front office is still incompetent? Highly doubt it.
Because, I mean, yeah.
And it's not going to be Ron Washington's fault either. It's going to be the front office's fault. But then they're going to they're going to do a Frank Reich and make him the scapegoat. Watch.
Oh yeah, I can see that. But now we're going to move to into the basketball section of this show, which is both the NBA and a little bit touching in the WNBA as well, and some women's college basketball. But before we get into the touchy subject that is Josh Giddey, I bring up a hypothetical question of how the Warriors been playing this year. My question is their dynasty slowly coming to an end? Because for me, I think it is at this point.
It is.
Because Chris Paul, he's been injury prone. Steph Curry, I mean Curry's still Curry. Let's keep it a buck here. Klay Thompson, boy, this dude. If we talk about the definition of where's Waldo, Klay Thompson is it.
Quiet. He's quiet. He's quiet now. He hasn't done nothing. Then you have Draymond Green, who's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Let's choke out a player on live national TV.
Yeah.
He likes to fight more than he likes to play basketball. Let's be honest there.
And honestly, I kind of see why the guy. Because since we talked about the Warriors, I think we did touch about this. I think last episode we did, but I won't touch more upon it. That I didn't have in my notes. Boy, Jordan Poole fucking sucks.
Oh,
what?
Dear God, he makes it painful to watch him play.
And
I'm like, how bad can you be?
And here's here's where the irony kicks in, because me and Tara said this on record that I thought he was going to be the successor to Steph Curry, and boy, am I fucking wrong.
I didn't even think that. I did not even think that shit.
Yeah, and I'm eating a massive.
I thought that he would be like once one of the other two retire, if Steph Curry's still there, he would be the second 1-2 punch. That's what I was thinking. I was wrong there too.
Yeah.
And he is in RQ, he is the definition of fucking crazy. He likes to fight more. He likes to fight more than he likes to play basketball. If you want to do that, join the fucking WWE or join freaking UFC or boxing. Don't play basketball for that. Don't play basketball. But again, this team,
and especially in their in-season tournament, they fucking choked.
They're not focused. For some reason, whether or not, whatever, like one reason or another, they're not focused. So their heart isn't there, and their minds aren't there.
I mean, look, I think Steve Kerr has done some phenomenal wonders with that organization as a head coach.
And sad to say, if things go south, for another 2 to 3 years, if things go south, Steve Kerr is going to be a scapegoat. That's the theme of this show, guys. Scapegoats.
I mean, we've seen, and it doesn't matter what sport you're a fan of, whether it's baseball, football, basketball.
You see scapegoats. You see them.
Perfect. Frank Reich, scapegoat.
Frank Reich. Yep. And if it keeps going south, Steve Kerr is going to be that scapegoat.
And that would be shocking to a lot of people. But it sucks because I like and yes, I know they're getting older. The Warriors have to start thinking for the future because Curry, how much longer does he have? Obviously, give it if he stays
Honestly, the way
healthy.
he's been playing, I'd probably give it a good another 5 years.
Yeah, say another. Well, that depends if he stays healthy because remember he always had slight history problem of staying
But
healthy.
here's the thing: that was just like early, like super early in his career. That was like 2009, 2010 when he
Yeah, I
had
mean,
that knee issue. But then he got better at the conditioning. He's barely even hurt anymore. Like barely hurt. He's the guy that's always there, even in the playoffs. Everybody else is getting hurt. Freaking Draymond Green was getting hurt in the playoffs. Klay
so
Thompson was getting hurt in the playoffs. Freaking Steph stayed there on
and
the court. He was
I feel
healthy.
bad for Steph. It's like if your supporting cast doesn't want to show up because I've seen games where Steph Curry balls up, but out of the way, and they still lose. Case in point in the season tournament, which I know me and Tara have our we
You know,
agree
but
that's
but to piggyback off of that, Rob, do you know when I will think, "Yup, the Warriors dynasty is over"?
shoot.
When I see the announcement. If I see the announcement, but when I see the announcement, Steph Curry asked for a trade.
Or or is it me or just retire?
I wouldn't say retire. He's too good for that. He's
I'll be
still
shocked
like
if he asked for a trade because boy,
I. Yeah, I would shock. I'd be shocked to be asked for. I wouldn't be shocked to be asked for a trade if the team is just this incompetent for years.
yeah, and
Because look what happened. Look what happened to goddamn LeBron. No one expected him to leave the Cavaliers the first time.
yeah. I mean, look
And
at the team
he
he
left the free agency. He
him.
walked. He
Not
said, "Nah,
great.
this team's too incompetent."
I think he goes to. I
And
think goes to Miami. And let's be real. Obviously, had the let's be real. You can't
he
do
had a
nothing.
good he had a good few years there in Miami. But back to Steph though. Things like that happen. Things like that happen. Look what
It's,
happened with freaking OKC. The OKC became kind of incompetent. Kevin Durant left.
I mean,
Shockingly so.
boy,
Um, but back to Steph. Like
or was it KD? I think
if a team is so mind-numbingly incompetent, players will ask for trades. It
yeah, you
doesn't
know.
matter if they're loyal to one team or not. They will ask for
Yeah, then
trades.
again, you know what? That's a good point because I think Tyler could attest because I always said that loyalty doesn't mean shit in professional sports.
And
Very,
especially in
very
the NBA, loyalty doesn't mean shit.
and case in point, we're looking at you, Harden, because you're the living embodiment of
Fucking
bullshit.
bitch. I'm glad, dude. I'm glad freaking karma's hitting that motherfucker.
Well, not just them; it's just hitting the Clippers. So that's
But it's majority. Yeah, the majority of it's Clippers, but it's karma for him. Them
I
losing
mean,
is karma for him.
as I currently looking at the Western Conference standings for all 15 teams, the Golden State Warriors right now sit 11th. They're 8-10. And granted, yes,
I get they're 8-10. There's still a majority of the season left, but if the season goes to shit, like fully in the 82 game season, if it goes to shit, it's over.
try to blow it up.
Try to blow it up, it's over. Draymond's getting older. He's not even focused on basketball. He's just focused on fighting people. Clay, he looks washed now.
I mean, Clay's
washed. And
I like
the supporting cast sucks.
I mean, Kayvon Looney can do so much as a rebounder. I mean, though he doesn't really score often. But Chris Paul can't.
You need scores. You need scores. If you want to win, you need scores. And he's not the guy.
And obviously, and I would say this too, the one mistake they ever did was drafting James Wiseman, who, boy, I feel bad for the kid, but this dude's his career is a bust at this point.
Oh dear God, bro! Like
the fact that
when did they draft him?
I think was it last year or the year before that.
I wouldn't say his career's a bust over 1 year. I wouldn't say that. I'd give it maybe a good.
Let me double check that
because couple more years, maybe like 3 more years, couple to 3 more years, and then I will say, yep, he's a bust. But I'm gonna give him some more time.
Okay. Oh, he's in the 2020 draft class.
So it's been 3 years.
Been 3 years.
I'd give it maybe another year to 2 years, and then
Uh,
if he sucks, then it's over. He's a bust.
I
But
mean, the dude only.
I know what
Uh,
he only has, but I'm just telling you, like,
I mean, currently, I mean, he's average. Now, he's actually put up some career highs in minutes per game. He's actually improved his. Improved his free throw percentage, but dude is completely fucking ass from three. Shooting at 16%
no, I
from
know,
three.
no, I know his stats. I'm just saying he has room for improvement still because he's still fairly young. But like,
And I thought this.
I'd give it another five. Give him another 2 years.
I mean,
If he's a butt, if nothing improves over the next 2 years, it's over. He's a bust.
and to piggyback out that too, because when he got drafted, he only played 3 games in college before declaring for the draft. I was like, "Oh, that's
That's an issue. That's an
that
issue.
yeah,
He might be a bust now.
yeah." He
If
only
he only
played.
played 3 career games.
Yep, pretty much. He only lasted 1 season at Memphis. Not even 1 season at Memphis, and went into the draft. And well, look where he's at now with the Detroit Pistons, who currently or actually they're Eastern. They have holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Their record is that bad.
2-16 on a 15-game losing streak. Oh my god.
They started off 2-0 and then they lost 15 straight games.
Oh no. And
15.
I feel bad for Pistons fans have to watch this shit. Oh no.
Oh my god. I thought we were bad. Dude, I thought we were bad when we started the season 1 year. I think it was like 2015 or 2016, like 3-0, and then we just lost the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell does that even happen?
All right.
You lose but here's the thing though, it's like they started the season 2-0. I'm like, and me and you were like, oh, we're high on the Pistons. Hey, they're gonna be a good team.
And
15 games after that, yeah, they suck.
I was like, oh. Hey,
like,
shit.
dude.
And obviously you had the first tank bowl, as I would call it, with the Washington Wizards at that time. We're sitting 2-15, taking and both
you lost to them too, you idiots.
Yeah, and the Wizards, holy crap!
Now the Wizards, I feel like they still have aging guys on that roster still.
And I think we figured that they were going to be terrible, but
so
not this.
We figured that. Not the Pistons though.
I thought the Pistons actually had something going for them, but holy shit, not even close.
God, no, they are trash. They're garbage. They are the definition of garbage.
Here's some teams that. Oh, and talk about some of the surprise teams I did not expect to be this good. The Orlando Magic are 13-5 in their first 18 games. Are you shitting me?
Dude, they got that guy, that Paolo Banchero, whatever his name is.
Damn.
Yeah, they got that guy. I'm like, yeah, that's a good ass pick. When they got him.
So this is basically your top 6 in terms of the Eastern Conferences: Boston, Orlando, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, the Knicks, and the Pacers. Now I do like the Pacers though, because I thought they were going to be bad.
Bro, you have those four teams in the top 5. What is this? 2012, 2011?
Oh like, God!
Bro.
Yeah. But in terms of in terms of the Western Conference, it's kind of no surprise that they're going to be good teams. Minnesota, Denver, Dallas, Oklahoma City, which we'll get to in just a second because, it's a touchy subject with them. Phoenix and Sacramento. That's your top 6 right now.
But since
switching it to perfect segue into the Oklahoma City Thunder, it's
God.
a bit of a bookmark on them. Josh Giddey, holy shit! How do I explain this in the most PG way possible?
You can't. He's a pedophile.
And the fact. And obviously he didn't want to comment on that, and the story writes for itself.
Here's how it happened, right? There was a video that surfaced that a 16-year-old did a TikTok. It came out that she was 16. Did a TikTok like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it! I banged Josh Giddey."
And I think at the time,
Mind you, she's wearing a t-shirt and no pants and just underwear in this video.
I think at that time, I think Giddy was 20 years old. Now, a lot.
And
Now,
this girl was 16. 16.
Now, I will say this too. Like, we don't know if it's consensual, because if it's not, number one, because that's
apparently clearly it was. If she was like, "Oh hi, I fucked Josh Giddey."
now, like, look, I would have put my little criminal justice hat on a little bit, even though it's hardly ever do.
It doesn't matter. I think she was either 15 or 16.
It's
But
16.
It was if it was 15, it'd be way worse.
Don't get me wrong, it looks terrible.
Like again, though. I know 16 is the age of consent. You can consent to
especially
sex.
in the state of Oklahoma.
But that's it though. That's it though. You can consent to sex. Doesn't mean you can fuck 20-year-olds. That's a teenager. That's still pedophilia. You're still a damn kid.
And now we're seeing some of the repercussions with Giddy. Obviously, lost a sponsorship. I think it was like an Australian brand cereal. I can't think of the freaking name was. But we're seeing the repercussions of that.
Sponsorships. He's suspended.
Actually, no. That's where the hypocrisy of the NBA comes in. They actually still let him.
He's not suspended.
Still letting him play. No. Well, I think it was. They still let him play when we actually traveled to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder, and that was the biggest talking point. Like, and what's also worse, there was another thing that came out said that the girl and the family did not refuse to cooperate with officials. So that tells me, one, I think he paid her off with hush money.
I don't think he paid her off with hush money. I really don't think that.
I'm reading too much into it.
I think you're reading a little bit too much into it. I don't think he paid her off with hush money. If it comes out that he did, that dude's a fucking asshole.
Woo, that's
But I also don't think it's like non-consensual because she wanted to have sex with the guy. That's the thing, because she was gloating, "Oh, I fucked Josh Giddey."
Yeah.
On TikTok, in a t-shirt and her underpants. She even put pants back on.
Well, it's not
t-shirt and underpants. "Oh, I fucked Josh Giddey" in a mirror video on TikTok.
And it was not just that too, Tyler, but also there was a video coming out with them when both of them were at about.
And if that's the case too,
that's fault. That's
Giddey shouldn't be at fault, but also should.
It's
because he should have
known better.
You should have checked her fucking phone. Should have checked her fucking phone. You should have taken that phone. You should have ripped that phone from her freaking stupid ass hands and said, "Nah, you lied, bitch." Like,
nah,
come on.
Well, that too, but also at the same time, I would say he should have asked for some sort of ID.
Should have asked for ID. You should have asked for proper. Dude, you should have asked for proper identification. Because,
boy,
if she lied about her age, she's part of the problem too. She's part of the damn problem.
And like I said, and like we said, like at the end of the day, it's still pedophilia nonetheless. And I really hate saying.
At the end of the day, it's still bad. At the end of the day, it still paints him in a bad light because now he will be known as a pedophile.
And
he will always be known as a pedophile. But she's at fault too because of the TikTok video. Oh, I was messing around with Josh Giddey. I boned Josh Giddey.
Well, it's not just that.
Basically saying, I did Josh Giddey, the NBA player, the guy who's an adult, and I'm a fucking kid.
Well, at the same time. Oh, and speaking of which, at the same time, about the video, and also there was a video of both of them, and I think it was an Oklahoma City nightclub or something like that came out. I was like, oh, that's even worse.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a video. It was a picture.
Oh,
it was a picture.
Either way,
it was an IG. It was an IG picture that was dropped of them two, like arm around her and shit, arm around her in a nightclub.
Yeah, that's
This is just a terrible situation.
Oh, and hey, I forgot to put this in my notes too, which I didn't think there was another situation we haven't really talked about. Michael Williams done fucked up. He's already thrown away his career because of I think it was a fucking gun charge. Whatever gun. I think it might have been a gun charge. I was like, oh, you idiot.
Typical. I got so much money, so I can do whatever I want mentality. Again,
And
this is the theme. I have money, so I can do whatever the hell I want. Doesn't
and
matter if
try.
it's a crime or not.
I,
We're seeing a theme. Oh, I got money, so I can beat up my girlfriend. Oh, I got money, I can fuck 16-year-olds. No, I got money, I can just carry a gun with no license.
going back to that too, and a lot of people are going to say he's the Australian Karl Malone, and I wouldn't go that far.
Yes. No, he is. He is. He's the current day Karl Malone.
And
because because again, Karl Malone had that same issue. The girl he had been dating was a kid. It seems like Giddy was dating this woman or this girl who was 16. It's the same situation. But the only difference is social media brought that to light. Social media didn't exist when Karl Malone did what he did. It just came out. You know, now with Giddy's situation, social media completely got in the way with that. Got into that situation. She was posting videos on TikTok saying that gloating about her sexual relationship with this guy.
Yeah.
Knowing for a fact she was 16. And he was 20 something.
No, yes, and that times, yeah, trust me. And meantime, we've always said, we got to look at from both sides. And there are times we've seen women,
and I completely agree. And and that's theory. And I don't know if it's a theory or it's a proven fact. I'm leaning more it's a proven fact. What RQ was saying that she lied about her age.
Well, like I said, because right now we don't have that much information.
Don't have that much information right now.
Like
but
said,
right now, it doesn't look pretty for both sides at all.
Yeah,
for both sides, not just Giddy's side, but her side.
Now, I know, like I said, like me and Tyler will already make, because I know there's going to be some instances me and Tyler we have talked about where women just do that for a financial gain. Brittany Renner, anybody that's a most infamous example that will try to will hook up with a lot of guys just for money. Boy, and I feel bad for PJ Renner, former PJ Washington's former baby mama, trying to get some money on him. Or here's another example. Zion Williamson, anybody remember that shit was going on? That with his quote unquote ex was airing dirty laundry out on social media for trying to extort him from fucking a shit ton amount.
Oh, if you don't, what was that whole situation? It was like, if you don't send me money, like I'm gonna release the sex tape.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh shit!
I'm thinking of.
Oh, God. Like I was so like I can't tell you guys. And granted, thank God for Twitter, who they actually banned her account. But prior to that, see, and that's where this is where my times. It's like where I will draw the line with NBA. Don't trust an Instagram model for crying out loud if you're a professional athlete, because they're just nothing but money hungry, life sucking
idiots,
bitches. Sorry, I had to drop the V word. Like, it's what else do I have to say? Like, it's oh god,
I don't trust any person like that. Like, it's just like,
and look, dude, and we're not saying that me are not trying to say it because not all women are bad. Yeah, there's some good ones.
I don't think
that's a trap. Do not fall for the bullshit that some of these IG models will do. And now we've seen, Zion kind of almost got extorted. PG Washington and Brittany Renner when that situation was going on with them. And also, here's another hypocrisy that I want to point out with the NBA. Does anybody remember when a lot of bad shit, and rightfully so, coming out with Miles Bridges for domestic violence? Did he get suspended? Absolutely fucking not. See, that's where the NBA needs to fucking do something. They do not.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like it's not just the NBA; it's all sports. Um, if the star player doesn't play, if their star players don't play, they don't generate money and all other bullshit. It's all money.
I was
That's the
like,
goal of every league. Doesn't matter if you do the most heinous crime. I don't like. It doesn't matter if you commit fucking murder. All right, like if you're the star, you're still gonna play, and it's just a bunch of just money BS.
hell, and
And
case in point, the only time they actually, like case in point, go back to the MLB, the only time they ever do something is when somebody gets accused for pedophilia. Wander Franco, the action, like it's like it's if it's anything that's serious, so serious, they'll find a way to either. Very rarely they ever get it right, which, like I said, me and Tyler, we've
Acuna,
no
fucking DUI
Ozuna,
or Ozuna,
they never suspended
DUI,
him.
DUI never suspended his ass.
Yeah, Braves fans, a lot, not just Braves fans, but MLB fans just chant DUI anytime where the Braves go. Rightfully
Yeah,
so. Wander Franco, when that news came out, I was like, yeah, nope, this is
he was
done.
basically blacklisted from the league, so that was the only time I got it right.
Yeah, like I said, and that's where I said that's kind of where me and Tyler say, these leagues need to stop being so hypocritical and actually do the right thing, and at least some like dish out some sort of punishment. Because boy, it is gonna like we know how the NFL is with their punishments, been so fucking inconsistent. We don't want to touch upon that because I say that way too many times. But all we're saying is these leagues need to stop being so freaking hypocritical. And we're looking at you two NHL because actually no, I'm sorry, the NHL actually has done pretty well with the Corey Perry situation. For those who are not a Blackhawks fan, and like I said, we know Ty don't watch hockey, but Corey Perry, there was a lot of things going on with him. I thought and obviously the Blackhawks tournament. So in short, pretty much Corey Perry got drunk, had quote unquote fun, with the Blackhawk staffer, and boy, yeah, I'll just leave it at that for your imagination. And obviously, a lot of people thought that Perry could have pulled another Zach Wilson, banging Bedard's mom, but that's a whole that was a crazy rumor that's been going around. But we come to find out that he actually messed around with the staffer for PG reasons. But yeah, and the NHL tournament, the franchise itself turning his contract in, I don't think we're going to be seeing him again. But last and final thing, we're going to switch to the women's college basketball. Angel Reese is back after a 4-game absence. Now, there's a lot of things a lot of people are talking about. Say, obviously, in short, before we get into this slight discussion, before we get as our last subject of the night, was the fact that a lot of people are speculating rumors of could it be her grades, because obviously her and Flage's mom were going at it on social media, which was bonkers to say the least. And then obviously Kill Mulkey. I know a lot of college basketball fans have mixed reactions with her. But yeah, so obviously they actually reinstated her injuries back to the team after a 4-game absence. So Tyler, I know you actually wanted to have a very discussion on this, because I know this has been something that we wanted to talk about.
I don't want to like dog Angel Reese or anything like that. I just want to like we don't know the full situation on why she was suspended for 4 games. This all stems from the whole uh fight on social media that it came out that she apparently had a 2.7 GPA or some shit. Um, if it's true, Angel Reese hit the books. Study, study. Get your grades up. Um, and you should be fine. There's nothing wrong with her. People say, "Oh, it's her cockiness. It's all this other shit," and I'm like, no, because a lot of players are cocky. You know, it's not just her. Caitlin Clark was cocky for a while. A lot of players are cocky. It's sports.
But at the same time, we're also living in the NIL era where a lot of money a lot of some of these athletes are getting paid
And
millions.
that's another thing too. They're like, oh, it's the money. She wants money and all this other shit. And there's like just a multitude of things that were being said about her, and no one really knows the truth except for Coach Moki and Angel Reese, and no one's saying anything. Moki's dodging questions left and right,
Yeah.
saying it doesn't concern you, it just concerns her and me, and while I can kind of respect that, we need to know what's going on here.
Like we really
You can't really suspend her and then not tell anybody why she's suspended.
and not put it up to speculation to a lot of people because it's gonna look a
Like
bad look.
like I can like people are like and people are like, oh, you have to respect Moki because oh, she just wants to keep the keep everything private. That's a bad thing because we want to know just why the hell is she not playing?
Like what?
Like
Like what's the?
people watch LSU basketball to see Angel Reese.
Because it's
Now,
like
if you just would have made up a lie saying, "Oh, she's hurt," I would have respected that. Oh, she's
yeah,
hurt, and
but
stuff
then
like that. Like that. I would have been like, "Oh, okay," or like if you even just came out and said, "Oh, her grades aren't that good, so we suspended her." Okay, fair enough.
yeah,
We're not gonna
because
dog her about it. We're not gonna
at least just get some sort of valid reason to
give us
why.
something. Give us something. That's all these reporters want you to do, and what these fans want you to do. Give us something.
It
Don't let
really
don't let these 15 speculations still happen. Give us the clear truth. That's all we wanted.
exactly, and it's really not that hard. It's really because look, we all know how good the women's basketball program can really be, but and then the last couple of games we've seen, some quite upsets. To especially one in particular to the 20th ranked Colorado Buffaloes women's team, which was completely surprising. And I think that's where it all stemmed, which also crazy too, is all stemmed to the fact that after this all stemmed after the Kent State win, LSU beating Kent State. Yeah, and it was kind of and
It started there, but then it really started with that fight on Twitter.
yeah.
It
Well,
started
actually, it
with
was
that
more.
fight.
It was on Instagram too. There was a lot of screenshots being shared. Oh
Yeah,
boy,
it was on Instagram as well. Like a lot of DMs and oh, the 2.7 GPA thing, and then
I was like,
and
boy,
all
this
of a
is.
sudden Angel Reese gets suspended for 4 games.
I was like, what? I was confused. It's like, first of all, what did the Angel Reese even do to even earn a 4-game suspension from the team? That's where my thought was going. It's like, first of all,
Like if she got suspended for the fight, it's not even on her. It's on the parents.
now, like I said, I mean, if it was like a fake injury, sure, you can give us that. But then again, people nowadays can see that through that bullshit. But if it's like say if it's let's just say if it's for the grades perspective, oh sure, I can understand that because you're a student athlete and the student comes first before anything. That's all I'll say. But
Yeah, that's the reason why you're fucking there, and that's why if you keep your academics up, guess what? You're still gonna play. And if it is her academics, then we would have been like, okay, she needs to get better with the academic side, and then will she still have haters? Oh, ha, ha, 2.7, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, she'll have that.
Oh, yeah,
But
she's definitely gonna have haters because trust me, because
she's always gonna have haters. It happens.
and also and not just this entire thing stemmed right. And also, if you go look at that last year's national championship game, she that's where most of her hate got started because she also did this right in front of Caitlin Clark's face after LSU beat Iowa in the national.
But here's the thing: she deserved to do that,
And yeah,
because Caitlin Clark was talking a lot of smack before the game. If you remember that, she was talking a lot of smack.
Now, I didn't really have this in my notes, but I do want to add this on as a last part with because I've always thought about this too with the WNBA draft coming up in April. My thing is, does that really hurt her draft? For me, I think her with that Angel Reese with that 4 game suspension, I think it kind of really hurts her draft stock a little bit, just a tad, because I don't know. I don't. It's kind of hard. It's like because me and Cyrus could say this.
The problem is, Rob. I don't know if it hurts or helps her draft. I don't know because again, the truth is not out there. Now, if it
Right.
was her, if it comes out, and Moki decides to finally wake the hell up and tell reporters what the fuck happened the last 4 games while she was out,
Or
and it comes out to be her grades were low, it hurts her draft stock. It hurts.
And I know this may not sound realistic, but I'm thinking to myself like maybe because I don't know because like I said we don't know Angel Reese personally. We don't know what her personality is like. If she could be like a troublemaker, that I say because we don't know. Like I said, if I knew like I said because like I said we don't know some of these athletes personally. Is what we're saying is what I'm trying to say. Because I know the stupid thought I just had in my head is like, but if she obviously kind of was the, but then again, I think her, you know what? Yeah, I don't think she. I don't know, but I'm going to just scrap that because I was like, because I don't think she's that kind of person to start trouble. But like I said, I don't mind that some of the trash talking, but if you can at least back it up, I'm okay with that. But as Tyler pointed, Kim Mulkey needs to stop beating around the damn bush and actually give us a goddamn reason because
Give us a
boy,
damn answer. Stop beating around the fucking bush saying,
another
"Oh, you guys don't need to know what
and the
happened. It's
fact
just
that she has a
between me
co-
and
oh,
it's just between
speaking
the
of that,
team and the school or between the team and no. We need to know why the hell he was suspended, Angel Reese, 4 fucking games. We need to know that shit.
no other coaches will. I've seen other college coaches explain, why some of the players,
No,
whoever,
there's been a few times where if academics came into play, look, we suspended this player because their academics are low.
which that's
Cool.
understandable
It's
because yeah,
understandable.
but you're
Like
just completely beating around the bush. It's just like what gives?
and then she gets enough hate as it is.
So
She's gonna
what?
have the same amount of fucking haters than she did if you do get the freaking truth out.
You don't hear Caitlin Clark bitching complain about that. Like she shuts everybody. Like her actions on the court speaks for itself. I'm just saying. Now, last and final thing, which I know this kind of rubbed me the wrong way. In fact, she made a comment, like a COVID comment or something like that, which I was like, boy, that's not the time and place to ever make that comment. I was like, I was like, why would you even say that? And that's coming
What
from
was
Kim
the
Mulkey.
comment? What was the comment?
Oh, I can't remember the comment. I gotta Google this. Just because I literally cannot remember what she said. Because I remember seeing it somewhere. Nope. No. Come on, Google. Kim. No. No, it ain't it. All right. Okay. So she pretty much said. So Ellis. So according to the Daily Advertiser, so this was get out of here. So this was during their 73-50 victory Friday against southeastern Louisiana. Mulkey pretty much because obviously she sounded like she was under the weather, pretty much saying, "Quote, saying I insist I don't have allergies." She said, "Well, home tissue, I got some kind of cold. It might be COVID, but I ain't testing."
What the fuck?
Yeah, you don't think that's
What the fuck? Now, it could be COVID, but I'm not testing
you
for.
know how stupid that
How
is?
blatantly irresponsible can you be as a coach?
And look, I know I hate bringing up COVID because, like I said, that's 3 years ago. But the fact that don't blame us, but that something that has to be said. But yeah, it's and
And yeah, do we know? And yeah, we do know that COVID isn't as bad as people thought it was in 2020. It's kind of, dissipated a bit in a sense, but you still don't make comments like that. You don't.
It's not the time and place.
It
Let's
ain't the
just say
time.
if you just say
It ain't the place.
just say I'm just like feeling under the weather, like that's fine. That's a better choice of words. Or say I'm just sick right now. I don't know what I have. Just
Or just say I'm not feeling too well, so let's just keep this moving. And
exactly like, and then we wouldn't even
and
really be
and
talking about it.
you can also say no. You can say no, it's not COVID, and leave it at that.
But the
Don't
fact
say
that you
I'm
say,
getting tested for the
I was
shit.
like,
Don't
oh,
say that.
that's bad. That's a very bad look. If you're,
Terrible look. Terrible look.
but all in all, that is going to wrap it up for the episode 8 of the All Star Sports Show. Because, like I said, we try to give you some good topics and occasional rants from here to there, which I know you guys like us hearing us rant on these episodes. But if you guys are new, definitely hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out the links as well before we roll the outro. But before we get to it, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors. Let's get it. Have you thought about saving money on tickets, whether it's sporting events, concerts, wrestling events, etc.? Use my promo code Philly Sports at checkout to save $20 off your order. That is PHILLYSPORTS Philly Sports to save $20 off. If you're a Twitch streamer, late night gamer, or YouTuber, check out W Energy. It's the perfect pick me up for every occasion. So why not try it for yourself? Go to w.gg and use the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout to save 10% off your order. Golfers and sports enthusiasts, it's time to take your game to the next level with Shankit Golf. Shop at shankitgolf.com and use promo code SportsWrestle15 to get 15% off your order and free shipping on orders over $100. If you're a top tier high school or college athlete, a veteran in the men's league, coaches needing uniforms, or even an enthusiastic little leaguer needing bats, gloves, batting gloves, etc., we've got you covered. Right now, you can give your performance an extra boost by entering the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout so you can save 10% off your entire order. Are you looking to make a statement with your very own custom jersey? Go to fansidea.com and use the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. Absolutely. So, guys, shout out to our sponsors. That is in the link tree down below. And also, guys, check out the merch down below because obviously we got a great deal on the merch. That is 15% off and free shipping because, like I said, obviously it's the holiday season. We got guys want to get your significant other to represent the Sports and Wrestling Connection brand or the It's Running podcast if you guys like pro wrestling and all the things in between. That's in the link. Just you can check the link tree or the link in the description as well. I mean, all that being said, this is Robert and Tyler for another episode at the All-Star Sports Show. We are out.
Peace.